Good morning. It is December 21st, 2017, and it is Thankful Thursday right here at queenbeing.com. So happy to see everybody. While I'm waiting for my chat to pop up, let me just remind you that my name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. If that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and we will just get going. All right. Hello, Cam Cam. So let's start out by talking about what we're grateful for, shall we? I'm just going to tell you, I feel so much better than I did yesterday. Still a few residuals, but mostly good. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for my children who are in the house today, thanks to Christmas break. And I'm grateful for my beautiful home, my beautiful office, the cars that run that we own, which both of them do, gratefully. I am grateful for the food in my fridge and the fact that later today I will be ordering some more food to be delivered to my house, thanks to Instacart and a lot of other things. So tell me, what are you grateful for today and how are you guys feeling? All right, let me scroll up and say hello to everybody. Hello, Cam Cam. Hello, Irene Haflinger. Welcome. I haven't seen your name before, I don't think. She says, hi, darling. Hello. Hello, Malta, my awesome chat admin and friend. He says, good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Angie. Offers technical advice for those who need it. Montana Sammy Joe is in the house. Good morning. And she says, good morning. Malta says, good morning to myself and everyone. Ms. Nargis is in the house. She says, hello, dear sister Angie and Malta dearest. At the cafe watching Joel Osteen. I don't rely on anyone. While waiting for you to come on live. Happy to know you're doing much better, dear. Yes, thank you. I'm so much better. Woo, thank goodness. Cody Ray says, good morning. I'm glad you're not dehydrated anymore. Yes, indeed. I have hydrated. Yes. S. Snells is here. Hello, S. Says, my narc keeps threatening to get me fired. That is terrible. Um, does your narc work with you? How could he or she get you fired? Let me know. Irene Haflinger says, you look good today also. Thank you. Appreciate you. And Charisma Jones says, good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here this morning. I'm so happy to see you, Charisma. How are you? What's going on? Talk to me, girl. Good morning, Ms. Rose Hargrove. She says, good morning, Angie. Grateful you are better. And I'm back in school. Yay! I'm so glad to hear that. That is great news. Great, great news. I'm so happy to hear it. Did your son pay you back or did you figure something else out? Let me know. S. Snell says, my narc refuses to acknowledge any of his drama. That, my love, is very common. Um, and I think based on the fact that he's trying to get you fired, he must have a lot of it. Talk to me about that. Or she, I guess I should say. I don't know for sure. S. Snell says, okay, his. Okay. She says, my narc has made it his goal to make my life hell during the holidays. Oh, girl. So common. I have a video coming on that. Yesterday, I accidentally released one of my videos early. I'm really unhappy about that because I was trying to get ahead, but it went out at like 10 p.m. last night. So make sure you take a look at it if you haven't yet. It's about how to deal with the holiday smear campaign. Maybe that would be effective for you, S. Snells. Um, Borderline recluse, hey, you look familiar to me, says, grateful for some endeavors I've tackled that might be successful. Good stuff. Are you the same person as, I don't want to say your name if you've changed it for a reason, but I think I know who you are. And if I do, are you the one with the Aspie, the former Aspie, the ex-Aspie person who said they were an Asperger's person, but turned out to be a narcissist? Let me know. Tommy D says, grateful. I can see the light at the end of the long holiday tunnel. Oh, honey. Me too. That that holiday tunnel, I'll tell you what. Woo. I'm still I'm still dealing with the last minute stuff. I'm not like a one of those people that shops ahead of time. So I'm waiting for some packages. I still have to run in and get stocking stuffers, but I'm okay. And we're getting ready for our New Year's party as well. So we always do a big New Year's party every year. So let me ask you guys a question and just a really quick poll, sort of informal, and put it in the comments here. But would you guys like me to do like a Christmas vlog type thing or what? I am going to make hopefully an animated video because Jillian requested that for Christmas. My existing program no longer works, so I've purchased a new one. and hopefully that'll do the trick. We'll see. But the one I was using is now wanting $500 for the same thing that I was paying less than that for, and I'm just not going to do that. So I don't use it often enough, you know. Uh, but but yeah, I wonder, would you like to see a Christmas vlog or would you just prefer regular videos? Let me know. Okay. Tommy D. Yeah. Okay. How you doing, Tommy D? You feel good, by the way? S. Snell says, Thanksgiving was hell all by myself. Now Christmas will be all by myself. Oh, honey. Actually, I have a video coming out for you about that on Christmas Eve, so keep your eye out for it, huh? There are lots of different things you can do. It doesn't have to suck. Try to figure out a way to, and this video kind of gives you some ideas on some things you can do, but there are lots of different things you can do that day. And if you choose intentionally to make it a good day, it won't have to be hell. You know what I mean? Remember that you do have some control over your mindset and your perception of the situation. So try to look at it with a more positive perception, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Cam says, "Hey girl, hey, hey girl, hey, how you doing?" She says, "So grateful for feeling more healing each day. I'm starting to feel more motivated to socialize after no contact for 60 days. Good." She says, "But because I was so traumatized by my narcissist, mentally, physically, emotionally, I ghosted all of my friends. And now I struggle with knowing how to come out and explain why I disappeared, not to mention the embarrassment." Oh, sweetie, I totally feel you. Actually, that's very interesting that you say that. One of my very closest friends in the world, I kind of ghosted, um, and and due to some narcissistic crap in my life. And I just called her one day and I said, "I'm so sorry. This is why. This is what happened." And it took her, a week or three to get over it. And she needed to make sure she could trust me first. And I totally understood that based on the fact that I had ghosted her due to an abusive situation. And now we are back to where we were, if not better than ever. And that's been about 4 years now. So um, I think that your real friends will be there if you just, you know, start small, call them and say, "Hey, listen, this is what I feel. This is what happened to me." Start with the first one who you know will be okay, and then work your way up. You would be shocked, Cam, at how many people, if they care enough about you, they're going to understand. Look, you were in an abusive relationship, and that is all consuming, you know. Um, because you become, physically, mentally, financially, emotionally abused, it it affects you on such a deep level that you almost can't stand the idea of being around happy, normal people because, or people at all. Because I remember one of the things that really used to bother me when I was going through the depths of the abuse was when people would call me up and tell me about their problems. I would just be like, "Oh my God, I can't handle one more thing." It was just too much. So I totally feel you. So I'm saying the embarrassment is understandable, but you definitely want to consider uh, talking to those who you know were very close to you and who would be willing to listen to start with and work your way up from there. Let me know your thoughts on that. Borderline recluse is Casey Forgets. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that's who I thought you were. Okay. Nargis says, "Gotta go, dear, but I'm glad I could make it for a bit. Anything is better than nothing, Angie sister, right?" Okay, Nargis, we love you too. Ashley Thrasher's in the house. Hey, Ashley, how you doing? S. Snell says, "I don't understand why he enjoys making me so miserable." Well, because if they can't get positive attention, they'll take any attention. They like to make you miserable because it's kind of like supply for them. They almost get like a high off of it. Does that make any sense to you? Amy Highmore is here, says aloha to someone I appreciate. Thank you very much, Amy. Welcome, welcome. Happy to see you. And S. Snell says, "But for some reason, I should be thankful." Well, you should be thankful for the things that are good in your life, not the things that suck. So be thankful that you woke up this morning, that you had a place to put your head last night, that you have access to the internet, that maybe you're healthy, maybe, there are lots of reasons to be thankful even when we think that we aren't or that there aren't. But we have to remember that being happy is a choice. Even when we're in the worst points of our lives, we can choose to find reasons to be grateful. And I personally think that's the most important time to be grateful is when times suck. I mean, you should be grateful every day, but the reason we do Thankful Thursday here on this channel is because it helps us to get in the right vibration, you know, and every time we do this, we create this like cloud of gratitude, right? That goes out into the world, and it can't be a bad thing. It brings all of us better things. SNL. So I want you to think about, you know, what are you thankful for today? It be obviously we're not thankful for the narcissists in our lives, but maybe we're thankful for our strength, that we go on after them, that we continue to grow and evolve. And honestly, for me personally, if I had not been involved with a narcissist, I probably would have never understood myself as well as I do today. So, and I definitely wouldn't be here talking to you guys. And I consider that a blessing. So, silver linings, you know what I'm saying? Paul McMurrin is here. He says, "Good morning, Angie. Every day in every way, I find I need your words of wisdom." Well, thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate you, and welcome to our little tribe. Happy to have you today. All right, let's see here. Charisma Jones says, "I am grateful for the knowledge of this narc behavior. I may have a brighter future because knowledge is power." And you're absolutely right. And I want you to say, "I do have a brighter future, girl," because you know what? You do. If you choose to, you do. Absolutely, you do. Malta says, "I'm grateful for a warm bed at night." Oh, yeah, me too. I have a great bed. It's so comfy. It's so soft. And I didn't always. And so I am also grateful for my warm bed. Thank you for reminding me of that. Oops, I lost my place. I hate when that happens. Okay. Do. Where was I? Ashley. Charisma Malta. Okay. Leah Nova Scotia is here. Hey, Leah, how you doing? She is thankful she has money, food, shelter, and her health. Love, love, love all of those things. That is awesome. Cam says, "Good morning, everyone, you beautiful souls, each and every one of you." She says, "Praying and sending positive energy for your healing. I'm here with you all. Love you all." Awesome, Cam. I love that. That is such positive, beautiful energy coming out of you today. Thank you. Malta says, "Good morning to Ms. Nargis." And Rose says, "Yesterday I had another go around with the sun over not paying me back." Oh, no. So sorry, Rose. Any luck? S. Snell says, my narc lives off his sister's rich husband." Wow, that sucks. Is he using that against you somehow? Let me know. Does he work at all? Marcy Torres says, "Good morning and Merry Christmas." Merry Christmas and good morning, Ms. Marcy. How are you? Work with Aubrey is here. She says, "Please help. Me and my narcissist were hanging out the other night. Everything was fine. 3 days ago, got into a fight. She discarded me as soon as we got into a fight." Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So how can I help? What is your question? Are you struggling with whether to call? I would say if she discarded you over the argument, how long were you guys together? Fill me in a little bit, Aubrey, please. Nargis says, "Haha, sister, you're sweet." Joel Osteen topic was don't rely on anyone. Oh, I got you. To not rely on others to be validated. To remember those who don't have compassion, love, and respect is because they did not. I'll tell you something. I was just talking to a client last night about that. You know, we have to learn to self-validate. When we can self-validate, we don't need anybody else to tell us we're good enough. And it took me a long time to get there, but you guys, it's worth the trouble. Trust me, it is worth the trouble. Good stuff, Nargis. Thank you. Ashley says, I think my mom is a narc. I haven't been able to admit it to myself. She guilts me about how she helped me with a place to stay. She berates me when I'm not happy, go lucky, and expects me to just open up. Yeah, I totally feel you. I have experienced similar things. Yes, indeed, I have. Work with Aubrey says, "I said whatever goodbye, walked away from her, blocked my number. Then she called me 40 plus times from a blocked number the next day." Good God. She says, "I didn't answer. Then her best friend called me 2 times and I didn't answer. Her birthday's in 2 days. What do I do?" Oh, good question. Okay. You know, honestly, Aubrey, I think if I'm you, I am not going to talk to her. She's just playing the drama victim card here. She discarded you. Her birthday's in 2 days, so she's looking for supplies. She's looking for you to be there to do whatever it is that you do on her birthday. Do you want to be with her? Are you struggling with that, or do you want to be done? Let me know. S. Snell says, "My narc refuses to get a job." That sucks. So are you looking for help, S. Snells, or you just feel like you need to vent? You're not together anymore? Let me know what's going on with you, please. Nargis says, get in on their childhood. I feel like I missed part of that. But yeah, that is, narcissists generally are developed in childhood. And we've talked about that before on this channel. Yeah, okay. Tommy D says, Cam, no rush to get back in the swing of things, my friend. Ease back in, buddy. Take your time. That's right, Tommy D. Borderline Recluse says, haha, you know who I am. Of course I do, girl. What's up? I know my people. Sammy Joe says, I'm thankful. Tomorrow's my birthday. Happy birthday. Remind me and I'll sing to you. She says, yesterday I rode with friends through the blizzard to stay over with, and I lost the rest of that. But I'll find it. But that's really cool. Through the blizzard, I'm glad you were safe. Goodness, haven't had snow here yet, but they're threatening to hook us up with it pretty soon, so we'll see. I like a little snow around Christmas time. Nargis says, so Joel advised to let them off the hook and be self-sufficient. Great advice. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. Madeline Gutierrez is here. Hello, beautiful. How are you? She says, good morning, Ms. Angie and roomies. I'm thankful that you are better and thankful that my girlfriend is working on an exit plan. Oh, good. Our pastor's helping her. God is good. I'm so glad to hear that, Madeline. That is great news. How's your little cafe doing? Just wondering. Ashley Thrasher says, no one ever asked me how I was as a kid. Had major trauma. I didn't speak about it until I started therapy 2 months ago. I'm 27. I don't know how to talk about my feelings and she doesn't get it. Oh, honey. I know what you're talking about. And you know what? The reason you don't know how to talk about your feelings is because you probably were never allowed to talk about them. You said no one ever asked you how you were as a kid. And of course, the major trauma on top of that wouldn't help. And having been in relationships with narcissists in the past, whether that was your parents or other people, or your love interests, etc., certainly you're not going to know how to talk about your feelings. That's normal. It takes time. It takes time to even feel your feelings, if I'm being honest. And I know that sounds weird, but we get so used to shoving them down and not dealing with them, not trying to handle them, that we literally almost stop having feelings. I mean, we have them, but they're very deep, and that's part of CPTSD, I think. And so we just tend to shut down and crawl in a hole when we're sad until we get past it. We don't really deal with it. We just wait for it to end. And so as we start to heal and we try to change our behavior and change our lives, we have to change our vibration. And that, but we also have to learn how to feel our feelings. And that's really difficult for a lot of us. I totally feel you. Montana Sammy Joe says, I'm at my best friend's house and to hang out with my AA sponsor. Oh, wait. Hold on, Montana. Let me scroll back up there. She's okay. Oh, rode with friends through the blizzard to stay over at my best friend's house and to hang out with my AA sponsor. That's cool. Was it safe? Obviously you're okay, but how did it go? Did it go well? Let me know. That's good. I'm glad that you went out and did something different. Work with Aubrey says, me and my narcissist were hanging out the other night. Okay, I think I read that one already. Malta says, I'm also grateful that you do these streams throughout the week, Angie, and grateful that I get to spend my mornings with such a wonderful audience. Malta, I'm so grateful for you. I should have already said this, but I am so, and I try to remind you regularly because you are so amazing to be here with me every day and to be such an amazing supportive person for this group and this chat. I mean, I don't know what we would do without you. I'm just really grateful for you. Thank you for being there for us, for me and for us. Love ya. Okay. Renee Goodell says, I think an animated video is a good idea, something cheery. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to produce. I used to do animated videos before every now and then, and they were, I used a program called Plotagon. Well, now Plotagon is trying to charge me $500 to have the program, and I'm just not going to pay that for that. I'm just not. So it wasn't like super, like it was hard to work with anyway, you know what I mean? And so I'm trying this new thing. We'll see how it's a little cheaper. We'll see how it goes. Tommy D says, happy birthday, Montana. Woohoo, right on, girl. Cam says, ooh, vlog would be great. Okay, I got you, girl. Charisma Jones says, a few childhood drama riddled with moments of a narc stepdad and codependency mother. 2 years ago, before my mom passed, my narc stepdad and entitled half-sister raged against me on my mom's last days. I'm so sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that, Charisma. You do not deserve that. Nargis says, "See, Malta and Angie, I get so hooked and thrilled when you're both live. I can go on and on and chatting away. So excited to have you in Malta. Malta warm my heart 5 days a week live. I love that. I love that." Deanna Stadola is here. Good morning, beautiful. How are you? She says, "Good morning, Angie. I tried doing what I am grateful for. I tried doing what I'm grateful for, but I'm still very sad. I feel so overwhelmed. My son's in rehab. I'm so worried." She says, "My narc husband is upstairs and me downstairs. Feel so beat down. Oh, sweetheart, I totally understand. And I feel you. I still think it's important to focus on what you're grateful for, but I also understand your feelings, and it's really hard at this time of the year, to feel so separate and so alone. And with your son in rehab, I can I can relate. I understand it's so difficult. Know that my thoughts and feelings are with you. Positive energy coming your way. Just do your very best to try to enjoy this day and try not to allow it to overwhelm you anymore. You can't focus on what you can't control. You've done what you can for your son and you'll continue to do what you can for him, but you can't fix it for him, unfortunately. He's got to do that himself. And your husband, you know, being downstairs or upstairs and you being downstairs, maybe that's a secret blessing in disguise because if you were in the same area, would he not be berating you and belittling you? I don't know. I'm just saying try to think about the most positive, see it in the most positive way that you can if possible. You know. Cam, I hope you're okay. I see that you retracted a couple messages. Lisa Christensen says, "Good morning, Angie. Glad you're feeling better." Good. And finally, good half and finally I got to go on a money machine at the casino and won $470 last night. Well, congratulations. I've only really been to the casino twice in my life. The first time was in my early 20s when I went with some girls that I used to work with. They kind of drugged me there, and I said, "I don't gamble. I'm not spending my money in this casino." So they handed me $20, and I spent the $20 on the machines at their insistence, and I won, I don't know, $100 or something, and I gave them their 20 back, and that was cool. And then the next time I went was last year or this year when my sister Piper and I went to the casino in Kansas City when I was there looking for my husband's birth parents, and the she had handed me $20 when we walked in. I was going to stop at the ATM and get my own money, but she was like, "No, I got it. Here you go." She handed me $20. And so on my first machine, I won like $426. That was cool. And I handed her half of it because it was her money that, helped me win it. So that was cool. Seemed like the right thing to do. You know, I don't think she was mad. Anyway, nothing but faith in God is here. Hello, hello. And by the way, thank you, Lisa, for the well wishes. Appreciate you. Nothing but faith in God is here. Says, "I'm greatly grateful for my two boys and winning my custody case against my ex narc. Sole custody, amen." Congratulations. That is amazing. I'm so happy to hear it. I also had sole custody of my child that I had with my narc. He's now an adult, so I don't have custody anymore. But yeah, he that was a good thing. And I'm glad to hear that you have sole custody because I know how damaging these narcissists can be to their children. Yeah, good stuff. Congratulations. Montana Sammy Joe. Malta says, "I wish you a very happy birthday tomorrow and many more." Yes, indeed, my friend. Thank you. And Hope says, "Good morning, Angie and everybody. Happy Thursday." Happy Thursday, Hope. Welcome back. Happy to see you. Malta says, oh wait, Montana Sammy Joe says, "A better perception helps, but these people can still do a number on you." So true. So true. And it doesn't, a better perception doesn't take away the pain all the time, but it starts to help. It starts to move you in the right direction. So look, and I'm going to be really straight up with you. Sometimes you just need a day to be sad and cry and throw things and break things. Sometimes you need a week to do that. And that's okay. You have to learn to feel your feelings again after you go through narcissistic abuse. You really, really do. So I'm totally with you. Charisma Jones says, "I've always been the type to forgive and make pancakes to help. Now, as an adult, I discovered from accepting abuse, I gravitate toward dysfunctional relationships." Yeah, I've been there, done that. Knowing it is the first step to changing it, Charisma. And now that you know that, you can start to watch for the red flags. I was talking to a client last night, and she was she was talking about her expectations as she's starting to date again after being in a 9-year relationship with a narcissist who was quite abusive. And she finds that she's being too picky and she's not giving people chances sometimes. And she wants to make sure she catches the red flags ahead of time. And so we discussed it, and she, what it came down to is originally she was like, well, I'm looking for someone to be the father to my children because I want to have babies. I'm not getting any younger. And I was like, okay, well, I get you, but she said, but I have all these ideas. I want it to be X, Y, and Z, certain things in line before I'm ready to have babies. And I said, well, maybe you could just have fun dating for now and not expect anything and not go into it thinking, is this the baby of my, the father of my future children? Or, instead go into it thinking, well, I'm going to have fun and see what happens. And in the meantime, work on yourself and the other things you want to have in place before you have baby. She wanted to be financially secure, et cetera, et cetera. And she's like, oh, that's a great idea. And she felt a lot of relief from that. So something to think about if you're going in that direction. Take your time, charisma, and don't rush yourself. And definitely become more aware of those red flags. It's really helpful, I think. Yeah. Montana Sammy Joe says, thank you, Malta. Tommy D says, all is well in my soul. Ange, I'm feeling good, staying positive and avoiding chaos 100. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I get silly sometimes, y'all. I'm glad to hear that, Tommy D. Malta says, hope, good morning and happy Thursday. And Lisa Christensen says, currently driving to Yankton, South Dakota, and I have almost 2 hours to go. Well, glad to hang out with you for a little bit of that, Lisa. And please don't type while you're driving because I don't want you to get in an accident. Maybe you're riding with someone, huh? Or someone's typing for you? I don't know. Cam Cam says, I was thinking about filming a video to each of my friends and letting them have their space to heal and understand about ghosting. Hey, that's not a bad idea, actually, Cam Cam. If that would, that would maybe be an effective way. If it would be more comfortable for you, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Cody Ray says, Angie, I just had a massive breakup here with an Aspie and a Narc. He's been pushing and stalking and lying and anything he can do to get me back, even stalking the new boyfriend. Any alternatives to a restraining order? I've already blocked him on everything. Maybe the threat of a restraining order. It's an upsetting situation, but what you've got to do is be strong. And if he's stalking and you can prove it, take lots of pictures, and maybe take them to the police. Maybe the police would just have a discussion with him. So why would you not want to do a restraining order is my question. What's holding you back from doing that? Jen Spears says, as an empath with a big heart, how do you not allow yourself to be hurt by unloving relatives who have no natural affection, including a couple of narcs? That's a good question. You're not going to not be hurt by it, but what you have to do is turn away from things that hurt you. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying accept them. I'm saying don't allow yourself to engage with those people any more than you must. Keep yourself emotionally separate from them, and don't expect, if you know that they have no natural affection, if you know that they're not loving people, that they're narcissists, that they have limitations. And so you have to know that you have to help them accept their limitations, or help yourself, I guess, not them, because they don't care about that. Help yourself accept their limitations. So what is it that you need to do to let go of the limitations, to let go of the need to get love from people who won't give you love? Do you know what I'm saying? I know that sounds really scientific or cold, but the fact of the matter is that if they're not capable of doing it, nothing you can do or say is going to change that. So instead of focusing on how much that hurts, you learn to accept the limitations of people who have them, whether they're narcissists or not. Like I've learned to accept my own limitations. For example, like I know that I need at least an hour a day by myself with no one talking to me, with no one requiring anything of me. I just need to be able to just be alone for an hour a day. And that's a limitation that I have. But I also know that if I serve myself and I take care of myself in that way, that I'm so much better the rest of the 23 hours of the day. You know what I mean? So I think and that's my own personal limitation, but with other people's limitations, like I don't expect my narcissist mother to ever, be in my life in a positive way ever again. She doesn't seem to want that. She seems to want to try to, do crazy things and weird stuff. And so I just don't don't deal with her. I choose not to deal with people who don't have the ability to care about how I feel. What are your thoughts on that, Jen? Let me know. Um, Cam says, I just feel really bad because some friends contacted me so much out of nervousness and checking up on me, and I was just drained and overwhelmed and embarrassed. Honey, I understand completely, but you're not in that anymore. You know what I mean? You shouldn't feel, most of them are going to understand. And if they don't, then maybe they weren't your friends. But I'm telling you that it's normal to feel the way that you feel. And I understand the embarrassment, but look, I'm sitting here on YouTube talking about it. And there's a reason for that because I'm trying to raise awareness of this type of abuse. It's so sneaky and hidden. People don't even recognize that it exists sometimes, including a lot of therapists. And so if you can recognize, you know, that and you can start to you've had enough, you've gone through enough. I want you to stop feeling bad about it and I want you to start feeling proud of yourself for getting out. And I want you to make any effort that you can to try to help your friends understand where you're coming from because they will support you. I mean, at least a percentage of them will support you. And I think intuitively you will know who the ones are that you can go to first and try to talk with. Um, that's what I'm saying. Malta says, Lisa Christensen, good morning to you. Maura DeLuca says, hi, I'm late, but I'm thankful for cold medicine. Girl, I feel you. I feel you. And I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. Maddie Gutierrez says, one of my best Christmases was when I was alone. I got a cupcake, I put a candle on it, I sang happy birthday to Jesus and thanked him for rescuing me from an abusive situation. Love that, Maddie. Love, love, love it. She said, I felt so special. Charisma Jones says, the rich stepfather, now that mom has passed away, keeps the kids that my mom and him had away from my brother and sister from another father. My brother always said stepfather wanted the old kids out. I believe that to be true. And that's horrible. It's horrible and it's not fair to the other kids, not even to the kids that they had together because they have a right to know their siblings. That sucks. And I'm so sorry to hear that. Charisma, how are you handling it? Let's see here. Branamit is here, says, hello, Branamit, says, I think my ex is a narcissist. Not sure, but seems so. Made me crazy and felt like I was destroying myself for 5 years. Now I'm in another country, but my therapist says I'm a normal guy, but when I'm hurt big time. Yeah, I understand how that feels. What makes you, do you want to talk about the qualities that your narcissist or your ex had so that you can know whether they're a narcissist? Did they have, oh, here we go. Psychopathic line wakes in me and she's going to be hurt. Really? What? I don't know what that means. I feel a little bit uncomfortable about that. Boy, but Lyric says, is it unusual to be discarded before any devaluing? Usually, yeah, but it depends on the situation. Do you want to share with me what happened? Maddie Gutierrez says, shoot. Oh, he chose to help me escape and educate me about narcissistic abuse. Best Christmas ever, alone and in peace and safe. It's a beautiful thing, my friend. Beautiful thing. Charisma Jones says, old sad feelings are coming up because my mother was given 2 weeks to live. And since the family was so dysfunctional, I feel like I'm the only one who feels anything. It's so hard to be around them. Oh, honey, you don't have to be around them. I mean, if they're causing you grief and pain and they're not giving you any positive anything in your life, I mean, you don't have to be around them. I know that sounds cold, but going no contact with people who are toxic to us is not just about, changing our lives. It's about survival, emotional and otherwise, because the fact of the matter is, if we are emotionally tortured, we are more likely to die early. We are more likely to have high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, obesity. I mean, I could go on and on. There are so many things that so many ways they affect us, and we don't even recognize it most of the time. So, something to think about. All right. Let's see here. Irene says, word. Nice. Okay, wait, I lost my place. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. I went too far. Okay. Cody Ray, Cam, Charisma Jones. Okay. Paul McMurrin says, if a narc recognizes their wrongs and they choose sincere counseling, do I try? 23 years married, 4 kids. She is now understanding some of her wrongs, not all. Daily I pray. It's only a Mandela effect. Oh, honey. I hear you there. Okay. Here's the thing. If she's truly a narcissist, she's not going to change. But there are people who have narcissistic qualities and stuff that can change. I guess my point is that it depends on where she's at on the scale. If she's been this way for your whole marriage, she ain't changing. If it's something that's recently developed, then maybe. I guess Paul, let me know. I mean, I know 23 years married, 4 kids, that's a whole life together. You guys have a house and a car or 2 cars or whatever, and it's hard to split all that up. I totally feel you on the Mandela effect thing too, actually. Let me know your thoughts on that. If she's really trying to do counseling, I mean, and you love her and she's low on the scale or she's just got narc tendencies, then maybe. But I'm telling you right now that narcissists don't change. If they're high on the scale or if they could be diagnosed with NPD, they probably won't change. She might just be doing it to keep you in, in the marriage. But I guess that depends on, are you willing to accept behavior modification that may be temporary? I don't want to tell you to leave your marriage if it's fixable. I guess I need to know more information. Um, Hope says, Angie, how do you keep yourself from becoming a narcissist while living with my parents? She says, I believe I have some narcissistic traits because of my family. That's a good question. I think the bottom line is make sure that you're always focusing on empathy, on caring how other people feel. Because what it all comes down to, if we're being honest, the biggest defining quality that unites all toxic narcissists is the lack of empathy, is the fact that toxic narcissists do not care how other people feel and they behave in a way that indicates that. You feel me? Yeah. Let me know your thoughts. Lauren G is here. Hey, Lauren G, welcome back. Says, good morning, Angie and fam. Grateful for all the progress I'm making in self-care and organizing my home and my life. Love all of those things. That is awesome, Lauren G. Great, great stuff. Thank you for sharing that. Maddie Gutierrez says, being educated about NPD empowers us to be able to help others in a tremendous way. I'm grateful for this insight. Yes, indeed. It is a good thing, my friend. I'm so glad to hear you say that. All right, let's see here. Malta says, good morning, Lauren G. And Dr. Mott L is here. Good morning, Dr. Mott. How you doing? Charisma Jones says, I never had a close relationship with stepdad, although I always tried. I can't tell you how sick I feel that I go see them, but I can't have real feelings or speak of real emotions with that side of the family. Yeah, Charisma, I totally understand how that feels. And again, that's part of the reason that I don't involve myself with certain parts of my extended family. Malta says, good morning, Maura, and I hope you're feeling better soon. Me too, girl. Tell you what. And Malta says, good morning to Dr. Mott. Branimir says, she called me a month ago 2 times. In a few days, after 2 months, I didn't respond. She probably found new supply. I'm waiting to see what's next, what will happen. Maybe she found a new supply, yes. Usually, good for you for not responding. But usually, if they call you out of the blue like that, it's a hoovering attempt. So good for you. Bob Roberts in the house says, good morning, Angie. Good morning, Bob. How you doing? And Dr. Mott says, just handling my vacation narc-free very well. That is a beautiful thing, my friend. I love to hear that. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Marcy Torres says, I'm a little sad. It seems like I lose my short-term memory. Short-term memory, is that part of the abuse? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And there are things you can do to work on that. One of the things, and this is silly, and please understand that I get no money for this or anything. This is just a personal thing. But on my iPad, I have some really cool brain games, and some of them are designed to help with the short-term memory thing, and some of them are free. So, and even the ones that you have to pay for are pretty cheap. So you might want to look into something like that to kind of help you with the short-term memory factor. I've also I've made a lot of allowances for my short-term memory issues. Like I make lists and I write things down, and that's helpful as well. So, but yes, that is a part of CPTSD. It happens I think it's a survival tactic that we kind of develop in order to get through the hard times. But as we're healing, we need to work on, refreshing that. I still struggle with it a little bit, but I'm doing better lately. So it's a process. Malta says, thank you for the kind words, Nargis. I'm so grateful you joined us in the morning, as am I. And Branimir says, Marcy Torres, can I be experienced same? I don't understand that question. Dr. Mott says, Malta, if I wasn't no contact, I would be at my mother's cleaning and running errands and being yelled at and manipulated. What a beautiful thing that you're not there, huh? I feel you, girl. Irene says, since I am free, my narc mother come first time to apologize, asking to be on Christmas Eve, on Christmas peaceful at home. I'm free, my narc mother come first time to the... Okay. So she, for the first time in your life, your narcissist mother has apologized to you, and she's asking to come to your house on Christmas. Okay. I would say don't let her come on Christmas unless you want to have a stressed out Christmas. But that's up to you. Maybe let her come some other day if you really want to see her. But if you're narcissist free and you've gone no contact with your mother, then you probably don't want to continue. I mean, you probably want to continue being no contact, right? Pelu stuff is here. Hello, Pelu. Says, hi, my ex-narc left and told me that he still loves me, or he still loves his ex, but he wanted everything he never had with me. We had a huge fight and asked him to pick up his stuff. I took him out in trash bags. Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't be with anyone that said they still love their ex. That's silliness. I would never compete with another female for my man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that, if I would, whoever you are, I would not if I would not compete with another person for your person. I don't think that's healthy, and I don't think it's a good idea. So, yeah. Mademoiselle Allumette is here. Hello, hello, Mademoiselle. She says, hi, Angie. Could you say something about the grand finale of The Narcissist? Thanks a lot for everything. Bless you. Yeah. I made a video about this before, but basically, the grand finale is usually a big drama fest. There's usually a smear campaign involved, and it hurts a lot. If they are the ones who do the final discard, you might find yourself in a very horrible situation. They may ruin your life for you in that process. I guess depending on what you're going through specifically, that's when they burn bridges. The grand finale is when they burn bridges, when they can't take back what they've done. They might like do something to have you arrested, or they might do something to, burn your house down, or like some dramatic, huge thing will happen, and you'll know, and they'll know that there's no way you're taking them back after that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, a lot of times those will begin because they have another person lined up, usually, and they just cause a lot of drama to end it, or they don't like the fact that you've suddenly decided to stand up for yourself or whatever, and they cause a lot of trouble. So I guess my question is, do you have a specific question about it? Because I feel like I could say a lot of things about it, but let me know. Charisma Jones says, before my mother passed away on Christmas Eve, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. She told me to go get my gift. I wish I would have, because no more than 45 minutes, my self-entitled younger sister, narc half-sister, handed me my ass because I offered help. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Irene says, no feelings at all. Been there. Yeah, it gets better, though. Oh, you had no feelings at all about your mother? Is that what you're saying? Pelu says, we have an almost 3-month-old baby girl, and I've decided that I don't want him or his family near me or my baby girl, but I'm scared because I don't want her to hate me in the future because of this. That is a tough thing. And I guess if you know for sure that he's physically abusive and that he would hurt her, then you need to protect her. But, when she's that age, you might still be breastfeeding. It's hard to imagine letting go of her for a weekend or whatever, but I understand why you don't want him around the baby. And if you know for sure that he would abuse her or that he might abuse her, then do what you need to do and make it clear to her. What I did with my narcissist was I asked the court to make sure that he was required to have supervised visits only, and they did. And that, of course, immediately he was not interested in that. So he pretty much faded away after that. Nicole Blotnicki says, good morning, Angie and everyone. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? She says, I'm counting my blessings this morning. That's so good. She says, I need some advice. I want to be done with my ex so I can focus on me, but once again, I'm finding myself helping him because something, I'm not seeing the rest of her comment yet. Let me know what you're helping him with. I'm sure I'll catch it later in the comments, but um, you have to stop helping him. But I'll get to the rest of it and see what that's about. Hold on. Lauren G says, "Good morning, Malta. Wishing you a lovely day." Arlene Robertson in the house. She says, "Angie, do you know parental alienation and a narcissist?" Yes, I've done videos on that before. And that is where a narcissist will alienate their child from the other parent and tell them a bunch of lies and twist everything so that the child believes that the innocent parent is the bad parent. And it's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah. Happens a lot with adult children, but also with children. So, yeah. Dr. Mott says to Pilu, or Pelu, "I think she will respect you more if you stand up to them." And I think that's true. But again, I think it depends. She says, "I watched the video where you talk about the effects that narcs have on their daughters. Do you think I'm doing the right thing by not letting him get close to my baby?" I don't know him. I don't know what his deal is, but I do know that you know. You know what I'm saying? You know who he is. If and the fact of the matter is that if he's truly the father of the child, he could legally compel you to allow him to be close to the baby. But if he doesn't do that, and you continue on your current path, I mean, are you protecting your child? Probably. You would know better than me. You know him. I don't know him, and so I don't want to say for sure that it would be better. I guess it depends on the situation and the level of abuse that you experienced from him. Do I think that all narcissists are horrible parents? It's iffy. I think I want to say that they all have bad qualities as parents, but I also, I think it depends. I don't know very many narcissists who are great parents. Let me just say that. But at the same time, I know that daughters do better with fathers in their lives, statistically speaking, but narcissistic fathers are different than other fathers. So do I think you're doing the right thing? Maybe. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know how abusive he is, and I don't know how narcissistic he is. I think if he's a serious narcissist, he has no empathy, he's abusive mentally, physically, otherwise, then yes, you're doing the right thing. Does that help? Arlene Robertson says, "Could you do a video?" Yes, I will do another video. Yes, I will. Freedom Lee says, "Morning, Angie and fam. Marvelous Malta." Hey, Freedom Lee, welcome back. "Thankful to be in a better state of mind this year. You are one of the sources that got me through the awful times. Thank you so much." She says, "Much love and blessings to you and your family." Thank you very much, Arlene. Freedom Lee, I appreciate you. Sorry, I looked at Arlene's name when I was about to say your name. But I appreciate you, Freedom Lee. Thank you. Charisma Jones says, "I asked for the gift my mother gave me because I wanted to see the writing on the envelope, and it was mine." She says, "My narc stepfather said, 'No, we don't have anything for you.' I have since seen him a few times." Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. That's terrible. That would be your last gift from your mother, and oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Nicole Blotnicki says, "Something life-threatening happened. I don't know how to continue the relationship, even though I feel I still love him, but the relationship doesn't work." So that's why you're helping him. I see. Okay. She says, "I don't know if maybe we just need counseling, but I need my own counseling to understand what's going on and talk to someone who understands this. That's why I love listening to you, but he never listens." Okay. Nicole, if he's emotionally abusing you, I mean, everybody has things that happen in their life, but I don't know what happened to him, but I do know that narcissists will use anything to hoover you back in. And so if you don't have any real proof that this has occurred, like you don't see hospital bills, or you didn't visit him in the hospital and hear the doctor say that this was a life-threatening thing or whatever, um, I don't know what I think. I do think that you aren't required to continue to take care of him, and you aren't required to be you know, his caregiver. I know I just said the same thing twice, but um, I guess my question is, how long are you going to put your own self and your own life on hold to keep running after him and rescuing him? Is it your responsibility? I don't feel like it is. Let me know your thoughts. and if nothing else, maybe you could find, one of his family members or something and say, hey, listen, we're ending this relationship and I can't take care of him anymore, but he needs somebody. So here you go. Is that possible? I don't know. Arlene Robertson says, good morning, all. Good morning, Miss Arlene. And let's see. Lauren G says, hey, Arlene. And Charisma Jones says, Angie, there is so much built up during the holidays before the passing of my mother, and especially since that huge fight. No one talks about it, but I feel it. It's raw in my heart. Oh, honey, I feel you there. Oh my gosh. It's so painful. And obviously I think it sounds like you were kind of close with your mother, and unfortunately she got stuck with a narcissist, and now the narcissist is making your life a living hell. I'm certain that she wouldn't want that. But maybe what you could focus on is, not being around those people. First of all, they're not helping you. And secondly, excuse me, and secondly, trying to figure out a way to honor your mother's memory that works for you, and just try to remember the good times with her and try not to focus on the crazy family. I know that's really hard, and I know that's probably not very helpful at all. Just know that you've got my sympathy. I feel so sorry that you're in that situation, and I know that it is so, so hard at Christmas time. You know, Charisma, have you thought about journaling about this? Sometimes journaling has helped me through some of the worst times. Let me know your feelings on that and your thoughts. Irene says, listen to your heart and don't be afraid of being alone for some time. And I totally agree with that one. Yeah. Pilu says also if he goes, or Pelu, also if he goes back with his ex, she has been super disrespectful to me and my baby girl. Oh, I feel you there. I don't want my baby near that bitch either, she says. She could harm her or something. Am I being childish? No, I don't think so. Um, I don't think so, and I definitely would not want my baby girl next to somebody who's already been super disrespectful to me and or her. So I'm with you on that. No, and I'm going to say, I know this is, maybe I'm childish, but I'm really grateful that my husband doesn't have children with other people, my current husband, and I'm really grateful that my ex-husband kind of fell out of my child's life, my oldest child. He's 20 now. Even though I don't really know that he would have had any positive effect on him. But I do know that he had negative effects on other children that he like spent more time with over the years. So I don't know. I I don't think that you are being childish. I think you are being a mama bear, and that is what we do. We protect our children, and the idea of letting your baby near someone who, especially when she's so young, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Work with Aubrey says, could you please reply on your video entitled Three Steps to... Yeah, I'll take a look at that today. Thank you, Work with Aubrey. Arlene says, one parent alienates the child from the other. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Dr. Mott says, Pilu, I am a scapegoat daughter raising a daughter, and one thing I instill in her is boundaries. And she says no quicker than I do. Girl, my daughter too. She's 10 and she is a little spitfire. She has like, her boundaries are like rock solid. She does not even care. And I love it. Sometimes I'm like, okay, settle down now. But, she's something. And I definitely, I was also a scapegoat child, Dr. Mott. And my daughter is definitely strong. And I do appreciate that about her. Yes, indeed, I do. Lauren G says, also grateful to be narc free. Good stuff. She said, been no contact with narc parents a couple weeks now. So grateful to be free from the drama and focus on what I want. That is a beautiful thing. Malta says, I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Angie and Tribe. Thank you. Appreciate you. Nicole Tommy D says, I've beat my head against the wall trying to make it work with my ex-narcissist. It's useless. Best to cut your losses and run. These issues are his, not yours. 100% agree with you, Tommy D. Thank you for supporting Nicole. Ashley Thrasher says, overall, I'm thankful for life coaches providing free and low-cost services. I was in tears before the live stream, and now I'm feeling better, ready to have a good day. Ashley, you just made my day. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you. Malta says to Madeline Gutierrez, Rumi! I love that. Bob Roberts says, I tried the 10 things and 3 things and it helps. Yes, he is talking about 10 things you're grateful for and 3 things you love about yourself. I recommend that everybody do that when you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed at night, and also any other time you feel really overwhelmed by life or things start to suck and you can't get your head out of the bad energy space. Because when if you take the time to literally think of 10 things you're grateful for and 3 things you love about yourself, it really makes a huge difference. It changes your vibration. And if you do it often enough, it can change your life. Yes, indeed. I'm so glad to hear that, Bob. Thank you for sharing that with me. Lauren G says, yes, glad you are finding your self-help, Ashley. And Dr. Mott says to Pilu, just tell them this is her first Christmas and you want to make it special. Are they trying to keep her on Christmas? Yeah, I would definitely not allow that. Um, and if nothing else, you can just say she's breastfeeding and she can't be away from me and I'm not coming to your stupid Christmas. But don't say stupid. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah, totally. Okay. Arlene Robertson says, also keeping no contact with ex-narc. Yay, no disassociation. Hey, girl, hey, that's awesome. Keep going. You're doing good. Arlene Robertson says, hey to Lauren. Lorian Hibbs is here. Hey, Lorian, welcome back. Says, good morning. Thankful that my oldest was stationed stateside and that he got base leave for the holidays. I'm thankful that you are feeling better. That is beautiful. And congratulations on being able to hang out with your kiddo at Christmas. Listen to me talking about an adult as a kiddo, but look, I consider my adult child a kiddo still sometimes, but you know what I'm saying. Congratulations. That's good stuff. Yeah, Melina, my business manager slash BFF, has 2 boys in the military, and she's going to get to see both of them this Christmas. In fact, I think she's probably en route to pick up one of them now. So I'm so happy for her about that, and I'm so happy for you as well. Ms. Shun says, hey, Ms. Shun, how you doing? Says, hi, I'm new to your channel. Welcome, and welcome to the tribe. She said, your videos have helped me to leave my narc. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate you, and stay strong, my friend. It gets a little easier every day. Irene says, you have very beautiful teeth. Just saying. Thank you. Malta says, good morning, Lori and Hibbs. And Tommy D says, there is no helping these people. Oh, there's no helping these people. Let me get it right. He says, they may pretend they want to get better, but deep down, they don't truly recognize they have a major disorder and they are abusers. Tommy's right. Because they don't, part of their disorder is not recognizing their disorder. Okay. They can't see inside themselves. They can't see any fault within themselves. If they are aware of fault within themselves, they would just implode. So yeah, it's no good. All right. Lauren G says, yay, Miss Shun, sounds like you were on the right path. Star Child in the house. Hey, Star Child, welcome back. Says good morning, good morning, good morning. And Malta says good morning to Irene. Ms. Shun says, I'm feeling better every day. That is a beautiful thing. I'm so happy to hear it. And Shannon O'Brien says, hello, friends. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? Looking forward to talking to you tomorrow in our group session. Lauren G says, so true. And hey, Tommy D. Malta says, good morning, Star Child. And amen to what you just said, Tommy D. Yes, indeed. And Tommy says hi to Lauren and Shannon, as does Malta. Shannon says, moving a little slower this morning. Been kickboxing with this cold. Girl, look at you. Kickboxing. That's awesome. I need to learn how to do that. Loving it. Okay. Oh, speaking of loving it, Lauren G is loving the content on the law of attraction. Thank you. She says, where do you go for your law of attraction content? Certain authors or places. I have been living the law of attraction for many years. My first exposure to it was many years ago. Abraham Hicks was my first exposure to it. Then a few years after that, I found The Secret. And quite honestly, I really think that most religions are based in this kind of universal law. I mean, when you pray, you are calling to yourself things through the law of attraction and God, of course. I think that, where do I go for my law of attraction content? I mean, I various places. I create it, the content, or I pull quotes from the content. I do lots of different things. I have one coming out. Is it today? Today or tomorrow? No, tomorrow. It's going to be a really tough one. Somebody asked me, and I've already done the video. It's already in the queue because YouTube's changed the way it's doing stuff. And so I want to make sure I have everything, all my ducks in a row early, right? Plus I'm trying to get ahead so that I can have videos for you all the way through the holiday. But I did a video for tomorrow where one of my viewers said about the law of attraction, well, how does that explain children, child abuse? And I was like, that's a great question. So I kind of just explained my theory on it. And I also shared a little bit of a quote from Abraham Hicks. So I kind of go all over the place, I guess. Is that helpful at all? Pilu says, Dr. Mott, I want to set an example for, and you know who else I really like? Tony Robbins, by the way. Okay. Pilu says, Dr. Mott, I want to set an example for her. You know, I don't want her to go through the same BS I went through. I totally agree with that. And teaching her, to be a strong woman and teaching her that, what you have to, and you're right, you have to live by example. You have to lead by example for your daughter, right? So, like, your daughter is going to hear whatever you say all day long, but she's going to see what you're doing. And that right there is going to be what she really sees. I mean, you could say anything you want to say, but they see you. And girls, they see you sooner than boys in some ways. Emotionally speaking, they mature more quickly than boys. So be prepared. Be prepared. I have two boys and one girl, and my girl, they're all amazing and everything, but my girl, she was much quicker with the emotional maturity. Like, I know for sure when she was 6 or 7 months old, she was very well aware of everybody in the family, and she actively engaged each person in the family at dinner every night, and she knew she was part of us. And I didn't see that same thing with my boys that early. You know what I mean? They were probably 9 months to a year old before I was sure that they knew they were part of the deal. You know what I mean? Like, before they recognized people, like maybe even a year and a half before they fully recognized that people outside of myself and dad. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Anyway. All right. Let's see here. Rose says, my son is this way partially because I had to leave him with my mom. Yeah, I get it. I get it. And that's, and you can see that. Knowing it is important, especially because he has gone the way he has gone with you. It's very disrespectful, and I'm so sorry that you have to go through that, Rose. Um, Shannon says hi to Tommy, Malta, and Lauren. Let's see. Arlene says, to be more to the point, the narcissist alienates the child, trauma bonding. Yes, I've done videos on that as well. And Arlene, I've done those videos, and I'm happy to do another one on parental alienation. Are you thinking that you want to talk about the adult children or the children? Let me know. Ashley Thrasher says, I want to reach out to my ex so badly. She always uplifted me with my mother issues, but I'm doing no contact and she probably wouldn't care anyway. Please don't reach out to her. You're just going to hurt yourself. Part of the problem here, Ashley, is that it's Christmas time and we all have, warm fuzzies about people in our lives or people who used to be in our lives. And I don't want you to find yourself rolling back. Mother issues are normal, especially when our mothers are narcissists, or victims of narcissists. But I think you need to stay no contact. I think that's the healthiest choice for you if because it might even be devastating to you if she did reject you at this time, considering what you're feeling about your mother issues. Tell me your thoughts. Lauren G says, hey girl, hey, Shannon O'Brien. And let's see. Irene says, we should be proud of no longer being in this trauma-based control. I agree. Yes, indeed. Trenda says, hey, Trenda, welcome, says, why is the narc happier with the new person? Great question. They're not. They're just in the love bombing phase with the new person. I've done several videos on this, Trenda. You might want to check those out. One of them is like, so your narc has a new supply, and there are newer ones than that are probably better put together. But basically what it comes down to is that the narcissist is just in the same cycle as always. They're just in the love bombing phase with the new person. If you think back to the beginning of your relationship, they were probably really happy with you too. That's all it is. They're just in the beginning of the cycle with the new person, and pretty soon the new person will be getting the hell that you went through as well. And you can take comfort in that if you want to, or you can just recognize it for what it is and move on, because they're not going to change. They don't change. I had the privilege to speak to two of my ex-husband's ex-wives after me. So I was number one, and there was a number two and a number three, and I spoke to both of them at various times, and he was exactly the same person with all of us. So I can tell you for sure they don't change. People don't change. Narcs don't change. They don't. Some people can change. Narcs generally can't because they don't think there's anything wrong. So, yeah. The new person, they're still in the love bombing, the infatuation, the exciting part of the relationship. Everything's new and different. And pretty soon that will become old and routine, and they'll treat them just like they treated you. Yeah. Irene says, Trenda, he's not happy with the new person. He's never happy. Bing. Exactly. Shannon O'Brien says, I'm setting up a new channel. Ooh, what do you guys think about Sapphire Shannon for the name as my personal name for the tie-dye channel? I think that's a good idea. I like Sapphire Shannon. I do. What happened to Peace Tie-dye down the line, though? I'm just saying, I like that too. Something to think about. But I like Sapphire Shannon. I think that's a good name. Yeah. Bonnie says, yes, except their limitations. That helped me a lot yesterday. It's a big deal, isn't it? Cody Ray says, I have logs, good for you, of everything he did, so nothing is stopping me. Just didn't know the cops talking to him was an option. Main barrier is legal paperwork and process. Yeah, I would go talk to your local police and I would explain the situation and say, you know, could you talk to him or do I need to go ahead and get a restraint? A lot of times the police officers will be like, okay, well, we'll have a discussion with him. You know, I guess it depends on where you're living and who your police are, but generally they've been they can be very helpful, you know, they can be, and they sometimes will go talk to him, especially if you explain that you believe he's Asperger's, you know, because then maybe, maybe, maybe they will just to be nice to you. Yeah. Bonnie says, and then shit can them. Yeah. If that works. I mean, Ashley Thrasher, Shannon says, please keep yourself safe. No contact with rocks. Agreed. Irene says, sounds good. Tommy D says, I've longed to reach out to my ex too, Ashley. I had to constantly remind myself she's an abuser and of the awful behaviors. There's just no changing. Had to erase her from my thoughts to stay healthy. And that is really, really true. You do. You have to intentionally choose your thoughts. You do. That's right. Cody Ray says, I'm disabled. I can't drive, so I'm reliant on a friend helping with the process. I got you. Okay. Okay. Well, you could, if you see the narcissist take lots of, you know, keep the logs, take the logs to the police, say, you know, I don't want to have to deal with the legal stuff, but what can you do to help me? Sometimes they might, like if you happen to see them near your house, you can actually call them and I think they'll come to your house and you could file a report, even though they might not do anything about it. But then you could say, hey, could you talk to him? This is where he lives. And they might do it. Ms. Shun says he used my son's birthday coming up as a bad time to break up. Of course. So sorry to hear that. Cody Ray says, I did tell the narc Aspie that he needs to stop or it'll happen. I'm just afraid he's still doing stuff. I got you. So do you know for sure that he is or you're not sure? Let's see. Malta says, good morning to Trenda. Bonnie says, that's great, Angie. Keep to a niche of friends and relatives who are actually in your corner and able to give and take love. That's right. Very, very true. Right, Bonnie? Tommy D says, once I learned how to love and care for myself, I realized how much better I can do than someone who treats me like crap. Damn right, Tommy. That's right. Okay. Now here's the deal, guys. I am about to wrap up here, but I want to just answer one more question and then I'm going to wrap up because I have to do other things today. But I wanted to stay a little bit longer today because I've been kind of, you know, short this week and I missed one day. So let's see here. Tina R says, hi, everybody. I'd like to ask you, Angie, or everyone, what should I do when I can't get over my addictions? Are we talking about your addiction to the narcissist or what kind of addiction are we talking about? I can't handle all the feelings, she says. All right. Tommy D says, it was hard to face for myself too, but allowing someone to treat me that way, but step by step, it gets better every day. Yeah, that's right. Did I miss Stacy's thing? Stacy says, hi guys, I just woke up and I'm thankful for my nightmare isn't real. Okay. Tina says, even when I've been no contact from my narc parents for several months and for other narcs even longer, oops, dang it. She says, Tina, I can't handle all the feelings. And I just can't stop running away from the feels and the memories, even though I really want to. Where's the rest of her thing? Okay. That is a really good question. And I just want to say, it's a big question. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay, wait a minute. One pause. Shannon, yes, I like that idea. But back to the question about the addictions. Tina, it's a tough situation. It's a tough situation. Drugs and alcohol that are keeping you alive. Okay. Do you want to stop the drugs and alcohol? And if you do, I mean, this is a big question. I don't think I can answer this in just a quick live stream. I would say find support. I don't know that AA is the thing for you, but if it is, if it's a possibility, you could try that. If you go to AA, they will very often you'll get a sponsor who could directly support you, and that's someone who's been there and done that. So it could be really healthy for you. It would give you a whole new group of people who are also trying to be sober, and they'll help you also work on learning how to handle feelings and situations um, without being on drugs and alcohol. It's look, a lot of us go through this kind of abuse. When we go through this kind of abuse, a lot of us, we pick up substances, we pick up things to make us forget, things to help us not care, and it causes a huge amount, of physical damage to our bodies and to our lives in so many ways. But I do understand it. The thing is, the reason I think we do fall into drugs and alcohol sometimes as empaths who have been broken by narcissists is because it hurts us to feel this world. And when we have someone actively abusing us in our lives, and Tina, for you, having gone through it since childhood, it's even worse. You have to learn to feel again without drugs and alcohol. But the problem is that you become physically addicted to them, and then when you don't use them, and you've been abused by a narcissist, you probably struggle with, the ability to feel happy at all, because you don't produce dopamine naturally anymore. You have to rewire your brain almost. I suggest considering talking to a doctor and definitely looking into maybe a rehab program where you can get detoxed and then joining a group support program afterward, like AA, for example. And I don't mean to be like in any way discounting your pain, because I totally understand it, and I've helped other people through this. But drug and alcohol addiction is something that does not it's not easily resolved, but it is resolvable. It can be done. You can get into recovery, but I think right now that might be your bigger, that might be your big challenge. And as you go through that, to learn how to manage your emotions, because you probably never were taught to do it in a healthy way. I'm really sorry that you're going through that, but please know that you have our love and support, and we would be happy to see you here every weekday morning. All right. Okay, guys, big hugs and love to each and every single one of you. I'm glad that you have that dog, by the way, Tina. I'm going to go for now, but I will be here later today with another video, and I will see you tomorrow for our usual morning session. Stay strong, my friends. I'm very grateful for each one of you, and I will see you soon. As always, thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you soon.